welcome back to a new video. Today is Sunday, so that means I'm going to be doing my top 10 through the years video, and this week we're on 2011. So I'm really happy again that this is the 11th week in a row we've had a Sunday video of the top 10, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Thumbs up if you are, and as always I'm loving hearing your lists. It was funny because I just for some reason was looking at last week's video and I noticed that a few of the comments had been held for review. Like, there's this new thing YouTube's doing, if like certain things are said, I guess, they hold them for review and then you can approve them. And I hadn't noticed until just now, and then I was like, oh wait, what's all this? Is like a bunch, and then I realised it's because people were talking about Kick-Ass and people were putting Kick-Ass on the list. So I guess ass is a like held for review comment, so I thought that was funny. But yeah, I love hearing your guys' lists. I love seeing what's similar on lists. I love to see what films you've got on lists I haven't yet seen. I've been making a big list of all films that I want to watch throughout each year, every time that I've done one of these. So yeah, really excited. And this was a difficult one again. I had such a huge long list and it was really hard. Like, I find these so hard sometimes. Sometimes they're hard because I'm like, I don't know if I love that much, but there's not that much that came out that I loved. I'll put that on the list. And then some years I'm like, wow, I love everything. I don't know what I want to pick. I don't know what I like best. So yeah, the first four. Yeah, the first four would be in my top 20 films of all time. But before we get into that, we'll of course have our Harry Potter honourable mention. This year it's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, the last Harry Potter. Yes, it's sad, it's over. There won't be any more Harry Potter honourable mentions in this video. I love the Harry Potter films, I think they're amazing. I've talked about them pretty much every video because one comes out most years. There was the odd year that they didn't. Again, this is the last one, it's fantastic, as they all are. So yeah, Deathly Hallows Part 2. Okay, getting into the list. So the first one on my list I have is One Day. Now if you guys know me, you'll know that for a while I've said One Day might be my favourite film of all time. And I'm just not sure. I was going to rewatch it recently. I thought, yeah, I'll rewatch that because I want to see it. I want to confirm, is this my favourite film of all time? And I thought, well, I just don't want to rewatch it because I'm really worried I'm not going to love it the same as I used to. And it's funny because I went to see One Day in the cinema. And this has happened with two films on this list. I went to see One Day in the cinema and I watched it and I thought, yeah. And I liked it. I didn't think much of it. And then I watched it again. And I thought, and then I watched it again, and I watched it loads and loads, but throughout different points in my life, and each time I took something more from it, and it meant something more to me, and I think that's why I loved it so much. It was just because I was taking things from it and learning things from it. I don't know, it's a very interesting film. I really like it. I really do. I definitely will always love it, but can it be my favourite film of all time? I don't know. So anyway, that's One Day. I really like it. The next on the list is We Bought a Zoo. Okay, We Bought a Zoo, I love it, completely, 100% love it. It's cute, and it's fluffy, and it's cuddly, and it's great, and it's got animals, and it's heartfelt. I love We Bought a Zoo. I could watch this film over and over and over and over. Again, it'd be my top 20 favourite films of all time. I love it. I know a lot of people maybe don't, and it's kind of in the cheesy category, which I feel like a lot of my favourite films are. I've been making my top 100 favourite films list, and it's like the top 100 that I love, or my top 20 would be films that I love and that mean something to me, not films that I think are the best made films ever. Like We Bought a Zoo, it's not the best film ever, but it's so good to me, like I love it. So yeah, that's We Bought a Zoo, love that one. The next one on the list is a film that I actually think is very good, in terms of as well as a film, as well as the reason I love it, and it's Midnight in Paris. This is a Woody Allen film, and it's kind of a more recent Woody Allen film, and it's so fantastic. I love it so much. The concept and the idea is just brilliant. It's got this beautiful vibe to it. It's kind of obviously the Woody Allen vibe, but then with this lovely Paris setting, and I absolutely love it. I actually visited a few of the places that they go to in Midnight in Paris, or the, you know, where it was filmed, and I just was like, oh, it's exactly like in Midnight in Paris. It was just so exciting and I loved it. And yeah, it's Owen Wilson, who is kind of a different role for him, because he's usually very comedic. In this one he's not so much, but it's very good. I just love it. Definitely recommend Midnight in Paris, especially if you're a Woody Allen fan. It's definitely been my favourite of his past, well no, it is my favourite Woody Allen film, but as well over the ones he's done in the past few years, more recent ones, it's definitely head over heels the best. I keep watching his new ones, waiting to be blown out of the water, and it just doesn't really happen. So yeah, Midnight in Paris, I love it. And finally, of my top 20, in my top 20 favourites, the others I love as well, but these are just the tops. We have a film that actually, again, okay, the first time I watched this film, I watched like half of it and I thought, yeah, it's okay, and I actually stopped watching it. And I bought the DVD on release day, I'm sure. And I kind of was disappointed. I was like, I put this on release day, wasn't really into it, and just put it aside. And then I came back to it maybe a year later. It wasn't like way long after, it was like, I don't know, a year later I say. And I watched it and I was like, yes, I love this film. And then I watched it again and again and again and again and again. And I got completely into it and obsessed with it. And it is Dolphin Tale. I love it. I love Dolphin Tale. It's my all-time, well, I've got two. I've got two all-time guilty pleasure movies that I love to the max, and they're complete guilty pleasures. I'm sure you guys can guess the other one. If you know me, you know what the other film is. But there's a film and Dolphin Tale, and they're my favourites. Yes, Dolphin Tale's awesome. I've been trying to get my mum to watch Dolphin Tale for years. She just won't get there. I also love dolphins, I love the animals, I love marine life, I love the story, I love the characters, I love the kind of theme of disability that runs through this film. I think it's really interesting, and I just think it's just such a great family film, and I want more films like Dolphin Tale. I just could have them all, and I'd be so happy. Like, sometimes they make family films and they're kind of just like, not that great, or they're just okay. Dolphin Tale is not. Dolphin Tale is the best. So yeah, watch Dolphin Tale. Okay, the next one on my list, I feel like the others are not as cheesy. I don't know. You guys always know my list. Like, I feel like you shouldn't expect any less than fun, cheesy times on the list. But the next one is a fantastic film. And it is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Okay, so I really love this film. I've only seen it 3 times. I watched it once when I bought it on Blu-ray. And I remember the day I bought it on Blu-ray because I was in college. And it was Monday, of course. And I popped out on my lunch to pick up the new Blu-rays. And I'm sure I got Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Super 8 on the same day. But I'm not sure. But Rise of the Planet of the Apes, I got it on Blu-ray. I didn't buy many Blu-rays at the time, you see. So I was like really excited to have bought it on Blu-ray. And it's got a really nice slipcover. And I watched it and I was like, wow, this is awesome. I hadn't seen any of the other Planet of the Apes. And then I said to my mum, oh, you know, we'll have to watch this film. And we all watched it and everyone was like, yeah, this is good. And the first time I watched it, I didn't see the end. Like, I think it's like a post-credit scene. Or like, it's like just after a little bit of the credits. It's not like way at the end. And I hadn't seen that the first time. And then I watched it and I was like, whoa, what is this? I didn't see this. Oh my gosh. You know, watch that. And then Josh had never seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes. So I was like, right, yeah, let's watch Rise of the Planet of the Apes. And he loved it. And I just feel like it's fun because every time I've watched it again, I've introduced it to somebody else and always had a fun time. So yeah, love Rise of the Planet of the Apes. However, I have not seen Dawn of the Planet of the Apes yet. I will be watching it this month. I've got to watch it this month. Like, because I want to watch War of the Planet of the Apes and I haven't watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. So I don't know what's going on there. Anyways, moving on to the next one, we have Thor. Yes, love Thor. Thor is one of my favourite superheroes, if not maybe my favourite, I'm not sure. I love the Thor films, and Thor, the first one, I loved loads because he's in that whole fish out of water thing, and I completely am always a sucker for any fish out of water scenarios. Love it, it's the best. You guys know it's Marvel. I love a lot of Marvel films. This one is one of my top favourites. So yeah, Thor is awesome. The next film on my list is also a guilty pleasure, but I feel like it's not as guilty as some others. And it is Friends with Benefits. Okay, I know what you're thinking, like, why is this on my list? Like, it's Justin Timberlake and, you know, whatever. And Friends with Benefits came out in the same year, obviously 2011, as No Strings Attached. Now, I saw No Strings Attached first, and then I saw Friends with Benefits. And I always really liked No Strings Attached. They're both pretty much the same film, in a way. You would know, obviously from the title, Friends with Benefits, No Strings Attached, even the titles are similar, and the concepts are very much the same. And No Strings Attached has Natalie Portman and Ashton Kutcher. I really love that film. And then I saw Friends with Benefits, and I feel like I prefer Friends with Benefits. I feel like it's just my kind of go-to, easy watch, fun comedy. Like, this is what I want when I want one of those films. And I would, again, like more films that really just fit this category for me, that it just hits the nail on the head, and I really enjoy it, and I've watched it a whole bunch of times. And I would watch it a whole bunch of times again. I really, really enjoy this film and I get quite a lot of laughs from it. But I could happily watch No Strings Attached as well. Like I said, they came out in the same year, but I prefer Friends with Benefits, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I really need to rewatch this one again soon because I haven't seen it for a while, but I do really, really like this film. Really fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's just a fun comedy film, and I feel like it's quite a good one. But again, No Strings Attached. If you've seen No Strings Attached, you'll like this. If you've seen this and you haven't seen No Strings Attached, then you'll watch No Strings Attached and you'll like that. They're both good. The next on my list is one that I really like as well, and it's Real Steel. This movie is awesome. I haven't seen it for a while, but I loved it. The first time I watched it a bunch. Again, I used to do that all the time. I'd watch a film, I'd like it, and then I'd watch it a whole bunch of times. So, you know, that's just how I used to do things, and now I feel like I don't really do that. But I feel like if I watched Real Steel now, I could watch that a bunch. But for some reason, newer films I'm not getting as into at the moment. I don't know, maybe newer films aren't, like last year and this year, I haven't really found anything that I've been like, yes, I want to watch this a bunch. So I don't know, but Real Steel is awesome. It's got like fighting robots and things, and it's just pretty cool. That's kind of all I can remember. There's a little boy in it, and there's fighting robots, and I really loved it. Of all the ones on this, I was like, yes, I still would love that one. But I remember it the least out of all the ones I put, so sorry I don't remember it too well, but I know that I love it, so that's what matters. The next on my list is actually a film I've only seen once. So, from all the ones I had on the list, I felt like this was an interesting one to just put on there, and it's Soul Surfer. This is Anna Sophia Robb, and it's obviously about surfing, but it's actually based on a true story about someone whose name I forgot because I haven't seen this film in a long time, whose arm got bitten off by a shark while surfing. And it was a really interesting film. I thought it was very good, I thought it was really well done. I think it was on Netflix at the time because you can't get the DVD in the UK, which always made me sad. But otherwise I would have watched it more, but I don't know if it's still on Netflix because you know how that works. So yeah, I have only seen it once, but I do think it's a really great film. And I always love, one, true story films, and two, kind of sports films. And surfing is obviously a sport, and I enjoy surfing films. I love chasing mavericks and things like that. And, you know, it does involve a lot of surfing. Oh, I also love that film Ride. That's great. But anyway, it involves a lot of surfing. It's really good. I'd recommend Soul Surfer. And again, it's a true story film, which they always get me. And the final one on my list, okay, this one was really torn between some of the others, and I was like, oh my gosh, what do I pick? Like, I feel like I put too much thought into this. Like, it's really not a big deal. It's just a list. Next week I'd say, you know what, I've changed my list. It's not like written in stone. It's just a list I've made. But I feel like I take it too seriously. I'm like, right, what do I want to pick on this list? What do I want to go with? And I went with Bridesmaids. Okay, I really like this film. I've seen it a bunch. It's the film that really got me loving Melissa McCarthy. But it is also the film, as I mentioned at the beginning, that I saw in the cinema and I thought it was just okay. It was another one of those. I saw it in the cinema, I thought it was okay. I went to see it with my friends. I was like, yeah, it was okay. It wasn't as funny as I expected it to be. And then for some reason, as I continued to watch it, I found it funnier and funnier and funnier and funnier. But I'm a bit worried now, at this point, whether I'd find it as funny. Like, looking back on it, I'm like, is it that funny? Or is it a bit silly? Because I feel like the back and forth between, oh my gosh, what's her name? Kristen Wiig, is that her name? And Rose Byrne? What's her name? I felt the back and forth between them, like the maid of honour and the other, there's like two women competing for basically this friendship, and I feel like it's a bit much and a bit silly. And I think that every time, and then I watch it, I'm like, yeah, no, it's funny. I love Bridesmaids. So I just have that weird back and forth with it. It's a love-hate relationship with me and Bridesmaids, but I do really like it. So yeah, it made the list. I love Melissa McCarthy in this one. She is the best, and I love the puppies. That's one of my favourite parts, and it has got a lot of favourite parts. I feel like I'm warming to it again as I remember the part. I love the part on the plane with, again, Melissa McCarthy, and isn't that actually, like, wasn't it her husband or something? I don't know. I didn't remember that correctly. I'm going to have to look into this. Anyway, this was very tangenty, but that's my top 10 of 2011. A lot of these films I kind of have more connections with that I've, you know, seen for years, so I feel like it just kind of went off in spurs of tangents. But let me know your top 10 down in the comments below. I'd be really interested to know, because there was some that were just nearly on my list that just didn't make it, and I'm sure some of them will have made it onto your guys' list. Thumbs up if you enjoy these. I will see you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Goodbye!